So our president did something pretty amazing this week, and we're talking about it here on the Fowler Show. So the president, in an attempt to slow down the over-militarization of police, the president decided that he was going to stop the Department of Defense from selling excess, stuff, excess military armament to local police departments. We're talking about things like, MRAPs, which are basically, vehicles that won't get blown up thanks to mines, this, that, and the third. Bulletproof vests, assault rifles. Now, no longer can these police departments buy this stuff. And here's the thing, and I talked about this on the Megyn Kelly show earlier this week. So I said to Megyn, I have no problem with a city like Washington, D.C. or New York City having an MRAP or having, a SWAT team and having gear because they are going to be susceptible to terrorism, to acts of crazy people, so on and so forth. But you can't, in my mind, I cannot comprehend. I think the example I used on Kelly Files was Orange County, the home of Disney World. They have 4 mine-resistant vehicles. Now, what can you possibly do with there are no landmines in America. And every American, whether you are Republican, Democrat, or Independent, should have a problem with police departments being able to run tanks down your street like we're living in a third world country. This is America, where we pride ourselves on the Constitution. Don't get me wrong. Situations get out of hand. What happened in Baltimore with the riots got out of hand, right? But how did we get here? Good, effective policing. As you've noticed, in all these cases, don't get me wrong, we've covered DC's issues. We've covered the jump outs that they do. But you have never once, Kathleen Lanier, whether you like her or not, you've got to give her credit. Because here in Washington, you've never once seen an unarmed man shot for no particular reason. And number 2, she works with the community. She believes in talking to the community. So yeah, Kathy has MRAPs, but you don't see the MRAPs rolling down the street in Washington, D.C. because she gets it. The best policing that you can do is no policing. The best policing you do is allowing for the community to say, we have community standards, we know what our community wants, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that our kids have rights and our police are able to enforce the law. So I applaud the president for saying enough is enough. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and no longer will the Defense Department sell MRAPs, tanks, rocket launchers to small towns. I mean, I'm not talking about, and Ferguson is one example, but there's another place, and I can't remember the name of it now, but I think it's like Marlin County. I think that's the name of it. Marlin County in Alabama. A population of 100,000 people, right? And in that county, you heard it here first, folks. In that county, America, they have 4, count them. Yeah, Morgan County, Alabama. They have 4 MRAP vehicles. You cannot, why? Give me one good reason, America, why Morgan County, Alabama, the middle of nowhere, needs to have an MRAP or rocket launchers. This is like you remember the show Home Improvement with Tool, the Tin Man Taylor, who didn't know how to use any of the tools, and then he would get himself hurt and injured and he'd look like a crazy person? This is an example of turning our police departments into home improvements gone bad. But the impacts here, the impacts on the citizens and the American people, and that's why the president did what he did.